Hey, what's up guys? So in this episode, I'm going to give you the most in-depth and unbiased review of the Mifaa Wildbox Bluetooth speaker. Now, Mifaa was kind enough to reach out to me and they asked me that we have an upcoming speaker which we would love for you to review. So would you do it? And I was like, of course, that's what I do. So send it over. So they did. So I just want to make it clear that this is not a paid review. I'm not promoting their product. So Mifaa is going to be watching this review at the same time as you guys. So I have the liberty of saying everything that I love about this speaker, which is quite a lot, and a few things that if they have to improve upon, I'm going to say that as well. So as I always say that if you guys do enjoy watching my videos, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So let's begin. Alright, so first let's get the specs out of the way. So the Mifaa Wildbox is a 60 watt RMS speaker. So the two woofers on either side push out 20 watts each and the two tweeters in the front push out 10 watts each. So in total, you get 60 watts of RMS. It comes with Bluetooth version 5, IP67, dust and moisture proof, and it also packs two 5000 mAh batteries. So in total, you get 10,000 mAh. Now that is huge. And they claim that the battery life is 24 hours with the LED lights off. And it also depends on the volume. So I'm guessing that at 60% volume and below, you can get close to the 24-hour mark with the LED lights off. And at max volume, you could probably reduce that by half or a bit less. But nonetheless, it is pretty impressive. Now, the reason for it to have such a large battery is because it also has a power bank option. So it's got a USB port at the back, apart from the USB-C charging port, the micro SD card slot and the aux port. So this USB port, unfortunately, you cannot use to plug in a pen drive and listen to your favorite songs, but you can, however, use this to charge your other devices. So that's where this huge battery capacity comes to use. Now on the top of the speaker, you have the whole array of buttons, and these are really clicky and tactile buttons, and they're also back illuminated. So in a pitch dark room, it's still going to be clearly visible. And I think this is a very good thing to incorporate. Now, first up, you have the bass button. Now you can toggle this on or off, and I'll get to in my review as to what difference it makes in terms of the sound output. Then you have the mode button, and depending on how you've connected to the speaker, whether it be aux or SD card or Bluetooth, you can cycle between them. Then you have the volume down button, the play pause button, which also doubles as the skip track button, the volume up button, the LED button. Now this LED button lets you cycle through the different LED patterns that are available. So there are quite a few, and you can even keep it off to extend battery life. Now next you have the power button, and this has also a nifty feature packed in where if you long press the power button, it'll let you know the battery level based on the LED light. So if it's completely green, you know it's at full charge, and as the battery goes down, the LED pattern, the LED light keeps changing color and goes down till it's red, and you know you have to plug it in and charge it. Now at the very end, you have a button to pair many Mifaa Wildboxes together, kind of like a feature JBL has. So you can pair multiple of these and get a really solid sound experience. Now, one more thing about the LED lights is that it also lets you know the level of volume you're in, not in percentage, but the LED lights, where each time you click the volume up or volume down button, it'll let you know based on whether it's completed the LED circle, so you know at what volume level you are in. Well, it gives you more or less an idea of it. Okay, so now with all these features out of the way, let's get into the main thing. So now I'm going to give you my verdict, my review of how it performed in my testing, how is the sound quality. And at the end of the episode, you're going to get the sound test where one track is going to play at max volume. So you guys listen, form your judgment, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think. So if you're an existing viewer, you know I don't just say good sound or bad sound. I judge any speaker based on how they produce the three main frequencies that make up broadly any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids, where the vocals lie, and the lows, or the bass. Now, starting off with the highs, this speaker produces such pleasant highs. They are very audible, absolutely not overlapped by the vocals or the bass frequencies, but they sound so pristine and so pleasant. So every instrument is audible. There is no crackling or distortion even at max volume, regardless of which track I played. And I've got some tracks which most speakers have struggled with in the past. You can check out my previous reviews, and many speakers actually suffer from this crackling this distortion, the MIFA Wildbox had none. So the highs were pristine, clear, and of very, very good quality. Now coming to the vocals or the mid frequencies, again, no disappointments here as well. So the vocals sounded very warm, maintained the natural warmth, tonality that is there in any vocals that you hear, which the artist intended for their for it to be in a track. So it maintains that, again, not muffled or eaten up by the bass frequencies or eating up into the highs. So they maintained its separate track and the vocals sounded very, very easy and pleasing to listen to. So again, I was like very, very impressed by the highs and the mids. Now talking about the low end or the bass, now most speakers get some frequency or the other wrong. So either it's going to be crackling in the highs, or the vocals are going to be artificially sharpened or sounding hollow, or the bass is going to be muddy. The bass on the MIFA Wildbox, I think I can say with confidence, is probably the best bass I've heard in a Bluetooth speaker. And this is from someone who's heard many, many Bluetooth speakers. So the bass response is so punchy and thick. And regardless of where you're listening to, whether it's kept on your bed, on the floor, on a wooden table, in the corner of a room, the bass response is so good for a speaker that is so compact. So I was really, really impressed. And this, without a doubt, is going to be my go-to Bluetooth speaker from now on. Honestly, I keep my expectations really low when I start a review because that's the only way I can keep it fair. If I already expect it to be really good, it's just disappointment from there. But I never heard MIFA speakers in the past. I've read reviews where people have been raving about it, but this is the first time. And the highs, the mids, and the lows are just beautiful. And the bass, my God, this is amazing. And the thing I was saying is that even though it has an option to turn off the bass or add more bass, so if you keep it off, you still get ample bass, but you just get a bit more clarity on the vocals and the highs, which is natural because you're cutting out the bass to an extent. But this is one of those speakers where even when you turn on the bass mode, it does not hamper the mid frequencies and the high frequencies at all. It just adds more bass. So I'm guessing that for someone who's not a bass head, who doesn't want boomy bass, who doesn't like bass, you can just keep it off. It's going to be sounding perfect. It's going to be a beautiful balance of round, nice undistorted bass and pristine highs and mids. But for someone who's a bass head and wants the punch and still wants that high quality mid and high frequency, you can just turn it on and it's not going to hamper any of the frequencies. So I'm like super, super impressed by this speaker. And what can I say? I'm like MIFA, thank you for sending this over. Like now I have my favorite go-to Bluetooth speaker. So when you consider the build quality, which is very robust with the metal grill up front, it feels really robust and dense. And I know this is really rough because while in my review, I was coming down the stairs and I accidentally dropped it from my hand. I was carrying a number of things. This actually fell down, I think four flights of stairs. It bounced about and I was sure I've broken something. Nothing happened. It's fine. So I'm sure it's not meant for such rough use, but this can take a beating. And it just feels very dense, high quality, no jagged edges. Everything feels so thoughtfully manufactured, and overall with the features, with the sound quality, which is just beautiful. It is one of the best Bluetooth speakers that you can get. Now, unfortunately for my Indian viewers, this is not yet available in India, but hopefully they will launch it in due time. But for anyone watching anywhere else in the world where it's available, if you can get your hands on this, just get it. It is that good and I can vouch for it. So That's been it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, and if you would be so kind enough to share it with your friends and family, that'll be great. Do remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, that's it. Enjoy the sound test and let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this sound. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.
While you and me repeat, this bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.